was raped by a now former male friend of 11 years, and I don't know how to process it. I've only told one person in my real life about this. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for here except maybe reassurance and any advice you all may have. I had a male friend who I had known for over a decade. We met during college. We slept together once in the 11 years we knew each other, and I didn't want to do it again. It seemed like he didn't either. I thought we were on the same page. I had taken a year off from drinking, and this evening was the first time I had had a couple of drinks after my hiatus. I had a bad date, so I Ubered to my friend's house afterward to vent about my date. We hung out for a couple of hours, watched a movie, chatted, had a couple of drinks. Eventually, it was getting late. The city's public transit network was closed, and an Uber home would have been extremely expensive at that time of night, so he invited me to stay over. I occasionally stayed over at his place after nights out with mutual friends. We platonically slept in the same bed during these evenings, as well as on group trips, and he never tried anything, so I didn't think anything of it. Then he started kissing me. I said, out loud, "Okay, but I don't want to have sex." We messed around with just hands, but eventually he started trying to thrust into me. I kept saying no. I put my hand on his hip, gently, to block him. He wasn't forcing it, so I dropped my hand, thinking he had gotten the picture between the hand and the multiple times I verbally said no. The moment I dropped my hand, he put it in. I immediately froze. He didn't move either. I pushed him off me. And then I did something I'm ashamed of, but it's what my normal trauma response is: fawn. I started talking about anything except what had just happened. I live a 35-minute drive away from the city he lives in, and I was drunk at this point. I didn't feel safe getting into an Uber with a stranger at 4 a.m. because I've been hit on and inappropriately spoken to by a lot of Uber drivers, including the driver of the first Uber I had gotten into on the way to the date this evening. I chatted until he fell asleep, and then I ended up falling asleep as well for maybe 3 hours. I left as soon as it was light out. He was still asleep when I left. I immediately blocked his number in my phone, blocked his email, blocked him on social media, etc. I'm very ashamed of not immediately leaving and of freezing and fawning instead of fighting or fleeing, and of immediately dissociating from what happened so much that it was like my brain refused to believe it until later that morning when it hit me that he had actually really raped me. I went and got Plan B from the grocery store and took it that same morning just in case. I got my period maybe 3 or 4 days after that. I hate that I had to pay $50 that I don't really have for Plan B, and that now I have to get an STD test that I can't really afford because I got laid off twice in the last 1.5 years due to consecutive companies downsizing and closing, respectively. I'm freelancing to pay my bills right now, and my budget is extremely tight. This was also the first time I had done anything with anyone in over a year after I had an extremely traumatic breakup, and I hate that it was this. It was the first time this has happened to me, though of course I've been sexually assaulted in many other ways before this, because I'm a woman, and it happens to us all in one way or another from a young age. This all happened about a month ago now. I don't know how to process it, and I can't afford therapy, unfortunately, so I wondered if anyone has any advice.